Hi, I'm Cheryl Leach. This problem is a little different than some of the ones we've done in the past. Usually I give you a function and you need to find where the relative extrema are or possibly the absolute extrema. In this case, you're going to be given a list of characteristics and we're going to see if we can sketch the graph of a function that has all of these characteristics. Now the interesting thing to note is that there will be more than one answer to these problems. I'm going to show you a couple of examples, but then maybe you can find some other ones on your own. So let's go ahead and see what my criteria are. The first one is that my function is defined on the closed interval from -2 to 5. So on my graph, I already have my x-axis marked off from -2 to 5. I will fit my entire graph in that area. The next piece to the puzzle is that the absolute maximum occurs when x equals -2. So x equals -2 will be the location of the highest point on the graph. So it doesn't tell me what that highest point is, so I will just make that up. So I'm going to put it at that location. The next criteria says that the absolute minimum, or the lowest point on the graph, has to occur when x equals 1. So that means I'm looking at a value of x equals 1, but it doesn't tell me where that minimum, or it doesn't tell me what that minimum is. So I can make it anything I like. So I'll put it down here. The final thing is that I have a relative maximum when x equals 3. Again, it doesn't tell me the y-coordinate at that point, just that there's a relative maximum at 3. So again, I can place this maximum anywhere I want. However, I want to be careful. It can't be higher than the absolute maximum that I already have on the graph. So let's put it right here. So let's see. I want this to be the highest point, this to be the lowest point, and that to be a relative maximum. So if I connect the points together, I'll bring it down and connect that point. And when I go up to 3, I want that to be a relative maximum. So I'm going to turn. I'm going to continue to go down until I hit 5. Now let's be careful. My endpoint of 5 can't be lower than my absolute minimum. Okay? And so this particular graph fits all of my criteria. Well, like I said, this isn't the only way you could do it. So let's look at the same criteria and choose some different points. Again, my absolute maximum is going to happen at -2. I'm going to put it right here this time. My absolute minimum is going to occur at 1. I'll put it right here. And then I have a relative maximum at 3. So let's put that one right here because again, I don't want it to be higher than my absolute maximum. I do want an endpoint at 5, so I'll need to end this graph at 5, and I can really end it anywhere I like as long as it's not above my absolute maximum or below my absolute minimum. So let's put it right in here. So let's see, how can I connect these points? Well, I can connect them in a variety of ways, but one way would be to bring them down, come up to a point, and then continue till I hit my endpoint. My absolute maximum happens at -2, my absolute minimum at 1, I have a relative maximum at 3, and it ends at 5. See if you can think of another way of connecting all these points together. I hope this is helpful. Thanks.